Hello and welcome to my 13 tips for decorating on a budget. If you're new here, welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. You can hit that red subscribe button down below if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. And I'm also over on Instagram as well, so I'll have that link down below in my description box if you want to go follow me over there. But the first tip I'm going to talk about today is adding mirrors. I feel like this is a really easy way to brighten up your space. It makes your space feel more open. It's also just a way to kind of make it look expensive, and finding mirrors can be hard because they can be pricey, but if you just keep your eyes open, you'll come across them. Ross, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, places like that. I've noticed even Walmart lately has gotten some really good mirrors that aren't as expensive anymore. You can also check out like garage sales and Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, but definitely adding those throughout your home is definitely going to elevate it.
Everything I needed. Never thought I'd meet someone like you. You know you are the reason why I feel like I can fly. Thinking about you day and night. I love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down here, you make me smile. You're the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution.
Now we're going to be moving on to the next tip, which is the best tip I could ever share, which is to shop your home. This seems so simple, but I think we forget to do it sometimes. So before you add it to a list, before you start shopping at all of your stores, before you get on Facebook Marketplace, go through your house and figure out the pieces you're not liking or where they could be moved that you like them better. Definitely just do some rearranging. If you have a huge itch to switch, which is what I call it, just pull all your decor down, throw it in the middle of your living room, and then start putting it up in new places. And it's gonna feel like a whole new house. It's gonna feel fresh again, but you spent $0. So this is one of my biggest tips I can share with you guys, and I try to share it here on my channel as much as I can.
You are the solution. Stepping out, it's Friday night. How I'm longing for this day.
If you like to rearrange and redecorate often, definitely keep a closet or a cabinet or a spot out in your garage with decorations that you like. You may not use them throughout the whole year, but if it's pieces you love, definitely hold on to them, because when you get that itch to switch, you won't have to go rebuy it. So I had extra lamps that was sitting in a closet. I was ready to add 2 lamps to this table because this area is actually really dark in my house when you first walk in. It's hard to tell because I have like daylight light bulbs on right now and it's sunny, but it tends to be like the darkest part of my house. So just by pulling those lamps out, I didn't have to spend any money. Now I'm rearranging some pieces that were in my living room and pulling them in here. And as you can see, it's just so easy to switch things up. And like I said, I'm doing this for $0.
The one that I can live without.
Now let's talk about hiding cords. This is definitely going to elevate your home, and no matter how expensive your home is or how expensive the items are in your house, if you hide your cords, it's going to look so much nicer. So you can have a super nice house with super nice furniture, but if you have wires and cords everywhere, it's just going to look messy and cluttered. So I always have extension cords on hand, and I always have like clear packing tape because it holds really well. And I will tape those cords anywhere I have to. So go to the backs of tables, along baseboards. I share a tip when I'm in rooms with carpet. You can actually push it in between the carpet and the baseboard, but obviously I can't do that right here because there's tile. So I'm just gonna tape it along the baseboard. Definitely keep extension cords that match your baseboards. Like I have a white extension cord because I have white baseboards. So you can see it if you're really looking, but it is gonna trick the eye to people that are just now coming into your home. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like once I'm finished. So right here you can tell it's not perfect. I just made the area that's gonna show perfect, but the other spots I know a basket's gonna be in front of and the ottoman. So then once you put those pieces back, as you can see, it's so much nicer than seeing cords hanging behind the table. That just drives me crazy in my house. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hang this mirror where I had taken the other mirror from. This is why I like decorating my house in neutrals and even wearing neutrals, because it creates so many possibilities. You can mix and match in so many ways. So I can take any decor piece and put it into any room of this house and it works. I'm not limited to buying an expensive piece and it only go in my living room or only go in our bedroom. What's super nice is when I get the itch to switch, I can move my pieces anywhere throughout my entire home. Okay, now let's talk about adding pillows. I feel like there's two areas you can really make or break your space, and I feel like it's pillows and lighting. Lighting we're gonna talk about here in a second, but let's talk about pillows. Just by getting some nice pillows, not expensive, but looks nice. I like to get some that zip on the back so I can wash them, try to find ones that are in style, otherwise it's really gonna date your house. And these I picked up from Sam's Club and they were like under $20. So just because I'm saying get nice looking pillows does not mean I'm saying spend a lot. You can get pillows anywhere now. I feel like Ross has the best selection for the cheapest price. So if you have a Ross near you, definitely check them out. Sam's. I know Amazon even carries a lot of pillow covers. That's what the other pillows on this futon are. But just by throwing some nice pillows onto a cheap Walmart futon, that's all that is. It looks so much nicer than that very first clip I showed you. So definitely go for different styles, different textures, and the bigger you can get, the more designer and custom made they look.
And fly away with me. Let's break your chains and give you time to heal. So I wait while you take.
Now we're gonna move on to lamps or lighting. So like I mentioned in the last scene, I really think pillows and lamps or lighting can really date your space. So just by updating those pieces or adding them, you can see right here I'd stolen a lamp for another space, but I had one in my closet. But just by updating those pieces, and those aren't super expensive. They can be a little pricey, but it's way better than having to buy like a whole new bed or a whole new dresser. So these lamps I buy off Amazon. I really like the style, but you do have to put them together. So the base is already put together, but the first time I got these in the mail, I was shocked how the shades come. I guess it makes it super easy for shipping, and I didn't think it would turn out well, but it actually does. I've had to do 4 of these and it turns out fine every time. But I'm gonna go ahead and just show you real fast how to assemble them, just in case you ever order lamps and have to put it together.
So I wait while you take your time. I wait while you take your time. Wait while you take your time. Wait while you take your time. I know you will find a way from all this. I know there's a brighter day for you. Tell me, what are you saying? What game are we playing? I want us to be for real now, real now. So I wait.
And just like that, it basically just like Velcros to it, but it doesn't budge after that. So as long as you get it on there straight, and if it doesn't go straight the first time, you can kind of just peel it back and put it back on. But It is easier than it looks. It stressed me out the first time I opened up the box, but it's really not that hard at all. And then I'm gonna add this little topper to it, and then all you have to do is screw the lampshade on and it's good to go. Now let's dig a little deeper into lighting and talk about light bulbs. So there's two types. You can do your normal like warm style light bulbs, or you can do daylight light bulbs. So I'm gonna show you the difference in this clip. Every time I show this, people are always so amazed. So the first light bulb I'm putting in is your normal warm. If you like this, that is perfect. I am not saying there is a right or wrong with light bulbs, but I want you to see how like warm and kind of an orangey tone there is versus the lamp on the right, which is daylight. It's brighter, it's wider, things are gonna look cleaner. If you have issues with your house just being too dark, you don't have a lot of windows, or you have dark pieces of furniture, I highly suggest switching over to the daylight light bulbs because it's gonna bring in what feels like natural light. It's just super, super bright and clear. I love these light bulbs. We switched over to these in our last house, and then when we moved into our new house, we did it as well. I feel like it takes some time to like replace light bulbs, but if you could just do it, you can go to Walmart and find as many great value light bulbs as you can, and then you have to kind of order the specialty ones on Amazon or places like that, but it's totally worth it, and you can just see how much brighter the space looks. Now we're going to talk about when you buy pieces from the store. Once again, I'm buying mirrors, which kind of goes back to tip number 1, but this can be any piece, but I wanted to share this just to save you some holes and time. So holes in your walls and time. So when I buy a new piece for an area, I do have Chase go in and take that piece down, and then I have him hang up that new piece on the old nails or screws if possible. Even if that's not the exact location I'm gonna keep it, but this will definitely save you time from hanging up those pieces and then not liking it, and then having even more holes you have to fill. So just by taking the time right here and testing it out before hanging it, saves me so many times. Like, I loved these mirrors, but they didn't end up working in here like I wanted, and so we put them in the box and we're gonna return them, and thank goodness I don't have any extra holes to fill, because once I decided I didn't like them, we just took them down and rehung the other picture, and then there's no stress, there's no cleanup, there's no holes, no painting. It just makes life a little bit easier.
Thinking that you'll come around. I've been waiting here before. It is not the first time. Thinking that
I did reference this tip towards the beginning of the video, but just by using neutral pieces, you can use them throughout your whole home, which saves you so much money. Then when one piece isn't working in one room, it may work great for another, and you didn't have to re-buy that piece in like a different color or something like that, or a different style. So it can be a little bit different in every room. Obviously my office is a little more glam, and so is my bedroom, but there's still pieces that like mix and match, and I feel like those are great. If you're gonna invest in a piece or buying a cheap piece, but especially in a nice piece, go neutral so you can use it in lots of different areas. And also, just to add to this tip, when you have all neutral pieces, it makes shopping your house even easier. So when you combine those two, it just gives you so many options to decorate and freshen your space if you enjoy it. Like, that's what I call my hobby. That's my interest. It's what brings me joy. It makes me happy. It's just like switching things out in my home. If you guys have been with me at all, you know this. You have seen me do it for 4 years here on YouTube, but I did it way before YouTube, and I'll do it way after. And this is just a good good way to do it on a budget. So if you're a stay-at-home mom and can't buy new decor all the time, definitely just buy neutral so you can switch it out all the time. Now my next tip is removing seasonal decor. So this can be decor, this can be your jackets and blankets throughout your house. So as the seasons switch, it's good to kind of switch over a few of your pieces in your living spaces just to freshen them up for you. So I'm gonna go in and start removing all of our jackets because it's finally getting warm here. Hallelujah, it feels so good. So in wintertime, I really can't decorate this piece very much because it's full of jackets and bags and all of that. But now that the jackets are being put away, I can actually decorate it in the summer, which is almost a little more fun for me. It's functional in the winter, but it's fun in the summer. So I'm gonna work on decorating this space with stuff I already had. This was stuff in the garage. You saw all these pieces at my last house. I'm just pulling them out and reusing them. Something else to keep in mind is just try it. Just because you try it doesn't mean you're gonna love it. I feel like some of us are all too scared just to move things around because you think you're not gonna like it. And guess what? I do that all the time. I'll put stuff out. I may leave it for 5 minutes, I may leave it for 5 days, and then I'm like, no, this isn't working, but it's okay to try it. It's okay to try something new. There's no damage done. I just pick it up and move it onto the next space or take it to a closet or out in the garage. But definitely find an area you're not enjoying in your home and just change it up. Even if it's not gonna be the thing that sticks, at least you tried, and you'll figure out as you go of like, oh, I liked this, but I didn't like that, and you'll just keep tweaking it. And I promise you'll eventually get a space that you love, but it does take work. You know, we're not on HGTV. We don't nail it the first time. I don't even think they do. There's a lot behind the scenes you guys don't see. So just try something new, and you may love it, you may hate it, but at least you're learning in the process.
You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing.
Also, think outside the box. So I was wanting a black pillow in this room. It was just like calling for a black pillow. Well, I don't have any indoor, but I had just bought these Target outdoor pillows for our patio, and it looks amazing in here. So just because it's an outdoor pillow doesn't mean it can't come inside. And you can see my fluffy pillow I grabbed from my office. So definitely just grab those pieces throughout your house, stand back and look at them and see how it's coming together. As you can see, I just keep tweaking things and moving things around until it feels right. Like as soon as I put this plant on this tray, I was like, that's it, I'm not moving it anymore. But other pieces I can tell I'm not comfortable with, I'm not loving it, so I just keep tweaking it. Then when you get finished with all your items, then you really know what you need to go to the store and buy, if at all. You may just need to do a DIY, you may just need one small plant, whereas at the beginning you thought you needed 5 new pieces, you only need 1. So I promise you this tip will save you so much money. Just keep working through it, keep rearranging, put pieces where you don't think pieces should go, and you may love them. So it just goes back to try something new. Now, I will say from experience, it does create a domino effect because as I move one pillow, it creates an empty spot in that area. So it is nice to have a few overflow pieces that you have out in the garage or in a closet so you have stuff to pull from. And I know when we first got here, we didn't have enough items, so there was some empty spots, but as you can build up those items from garage sales or whatever, and you have a few floating pieces, it does make it a little bit easier because like I said, when you pull from one area, it just creates that domino effect of you finish the laundry room, but now you have to fix the office, but somehow it always comes together. So definitely just do it. Don't be scared, get brave, and go rearrange something in your house today.
Everything is see-through, see-through. No more, no more. Yeah. Everything is see-through, see-through. No more, no more. Yeah. Everything is see-through. How can I believe it? But everything is see-through, see-through. You see through. Gotta make space for the new you, like I'm old news in your review mirror. It must be nice you went and got a penthouse, all your friends partying, it's real loud.
Okay, so at this point I've lost count, but I think I'm way past 12 tips, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a few more so you're getting some bonus ones in here. But my next tip is look at your pieces from all the angles. So I always step backwards to like how you walk into the space to see what it looks like. Go in a corner, come in from another direction, kind of just make sure it all flows together and makes sense. Savannah and Chase know I do this. As soon as we put a piece down, we all step back to like the room. Even like I say, cleanse the palette, leave the space, go think about something else, and then walk back into the room and see what you think. I do this every single time I decorate, and I don't even know if I've ever shared it.
Everything is see-through, see-through. Everything is see-through, see-through. Yeah, yeah. Everything is see-through. How can I believe it when everything is see-through, see-through? Oh, you said things could only get better. I need it more than ever. They don't.
Okay, now let's talk about the next tip, which is basically decluttering or removing decor that doesn't bring you joy and sell it for money so you can buy pieces that you do love. Sometimes I'm bad about like looking at like what's popular or what's on Pinterest or like what other people do, and I try to create it, and I may even like it for a little while, and then I just get itchy is what I call it, and I can't take it. So definitely just decorate your space for you. Decluttering will always make your house look nicer. That is another way. Cleaning, decluttering is something you should always do before you even start decorating. It's going to make the biggest impact. And then as you declutter, not only are you saving money, but you can also sell the items and make some money. So this is another huge tip as well. You're going to see me go ahead and like wipe down the shelf because it was dusty, and then I'm going to go ahead and start redecorating it with pieces I already have in my house. So we have 2 more tips to go, and this one is use books to decorate. Most of us have these throughout our home. Even if you don't, you can pick them up from garage sales and Goodwill, you know, things like that. And all you do is have to take the covers off, and then they're a more neutral palette. And then you can use them as like risers, so you can stack decor pieces up. It fills up on shelves. It's even better if you enjoy the books, but if you turn them around, they're more neutral. So I'm not into a ton of color, you guys know that. So I'm gonna spin it around backwards so that you don't even see them, and it just adds a lot to especially like an office space or living room. I've seen a lot of people do this, and I always wanted to try it out, so I'm going to try it here on my shelves in my office, and I'm really enjoying how it looks. I will tell you, I'm not completely sold on this bookshelf yet. I may pick up a few pieces for them as I find them here and there, but I do like it better now that a lot of that pink's gone. And And my last tip for today is add some real plants throughout your house. I'm guilty for having faux plants, but there's so many benefits of live plants and they look so expensive and nice in homes. So just grab some cheap ones from Home Depot. I feel like is the best one I found. Walmart and Lowe's carries them as well, but definitely add a few in your home and see what you think. I think snake plants are the easiest to keep alive, so definitely look into them and check those out. I've had mine for a couple years and I water them like once every 2 months or so, and they were living and thriving. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video and hanging out with me. Let me know what you thought. Let me know which one's your favorite tip or one that you're gonna try out. I hope you guys have a wonderful week and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.